Let's continue where we left off from the last video and start off with adding a hover color to our weapon wheel. So the first thing we're going to do is go down to our weapon wheel class and we're going to add a new method. We're going to call it define fill item. Its parameters are going to be self, e, tag, and then color. So inside this function, we're going to do self.item configure, and we're going to pass in tag so we know which item to change, and then we want to change the item's fill, and we're going to set fill equal to whatever color we pass in. And after that, we're going to update the canvas with self.update. And now we're going to add a bind to our circle that we created here. So we're going to go underneath our if statement here, and we're going to do self.tag underscore bind. We're going to pass in self.out circle, and we want this to be an enter event. So whenever the mouse enters the circle, you want it to run a function, and we're going to do lambda e self.fill underscore item. We're going to pass in E, which stands for event, and then we're going to pass in the item's tag, which is out underscore circle, and then finally we're going to pass in the color, which is weapon.fill underscore color. So now let's save and test that out. So whenever the mouse enters the circle, it should change to whatever color you specified for your weapon. And so now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make where whenever the mouse leaves the circle, it'll go back to its transparent color. Alright, so we're going to go back underneath our tag bind here, and we'll do another tag bind. So self.tag underscore bind, and we'll do self.out circle again, but this time we're going to do a leave event, and then we're going to do lambda e self.fill underscore item e out circle, but this time for color it's just going to be an empty string. Make sure there's no space between your quotations or you will get an error. So I'm going to save and test that out. So whenever we enter, it turns red. Whenever we enter, it turns red, and whenever we leave, it goes back. And so you'll probably notice that whenever your mouse goes over the image, it goes transparent. And to fix that, we're going to have to add a tag bind to the image also. So we'll go to underneath our create image. We'll do self.tag underscore bind. We'll do weapon.tag plus underscore image. We'll do the enter event, and then lambda e self.fill underscore item e out circle weapon.fill underscore color. Now let's save and test that. So whenever we enter the circle, it turns red, and then whenever we hover over the image, it stays red, and then whenever we leave, it goes transparent. So that's working good. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to do is make it where whenever the player clicks the weapon label is updated. So we're going to go up here, and underneath our self.weapons, we're going to do self.current weapon, and we'll set it equal to none for right now. And then we're going to add a new method to our weapon wheel class, and we'll do define update underscore weapon, and its parameters are going to be self, e, and then weapon. And so underneath here we'll do self.current weapon is equal to weapon. Then we'll do self.weapon underscore var.set weapon plus weapon self.name. Then we'll do self.item configure, weapon.tag, comma fill is equal to weapon.fill underscore color. And then we're going to add a tag bind, another one to our out circle here. So we'll do self.tag underscore bind, self.out circle, button -1. That's the binding for the left mouse click. And then so we'll do button -1 lambda e, weapon is equal to weapon colon self.update underscore weapon, and we'll pass an e and then weapon. And then we're going to go ahead and add the same binding to the image, so self.tag underscore bind, weapon.tag plus underscore image, button -1, comma lambda e, comma weapon is equal to weapon, colon self.update underscore weapon, e, weapon save. And now let's test it out. So whenever we click it, the label up here updates. Okay, so in the next video, we're going to actually add more weapons into our weapon wheel. So stay tuned for that.